Hi Sloths, and welcome to a bit of a somber update video. Okay, it's difficult for me to make this video, it really is. Um, okay, so, a little bit of context as to why I'm doing this video. You've probably seen the title saying, it's probably something I haven't, made up the title or whatever yet, but it probably says something like losing my inspiration. And now I want you to know that none of this is going to affect my videos, my video output, what kind of videos I do. It's not going to affect my channel in the slightest. It's more a personal problem. And I'm not going to be taking a break. Not yet. Because I've got just things going on my channel at the minute that, well, I kind of can't take a break from it at the moment. I think probably you've already seen the video where I'm basically like doing a challenge thing with MKit, so I kind of can't just take a break in the middle of that. It's not fair on me, it's not fair on MK, and it's not fair on you guys either. But just a word of warning as well. This video is going to be talking about some pretty serious topics. So if you are really not in the mood for be touching on subjects such as like depression, suicide, and such, I highly recommend you don't watch this video unless you feel, up to it or comfortable with it or whatever. I don't want to trigger anyone with this video, so I'm just going to let that out into the open. Please click off the video if you are not feeling okay right now. Please, just don't. I don't want to upset anyone. But, yes. Okay, so what do I mean by I've lost my inspiration? So there's been something that's happened recently, and I'm about 3 months late to this party. I don't have Twitter, and I don't use Twitter at all. I don't like Twitter, or X as it's now called for some bizarre reason. So I didn't know about this until an update on came out on someone's channel, YouTube channel that is, and I kind of want to just talk about that because it's been very difficult for me, surprisingly more difficult than I had anticipated. So my favourite YouTuber of all time has, since like 2009, since I started watching him, has always been Chuggaaconroy, also known as Emil, in case for some reason you wanted to know that. And I've adored his videos and his personality ever since then. I've watched pretty much all of his videos, and he was just brilliant. And recently some accusations came out against him, and a lot of that really destroyed the image of Chuggaaconroy, who is a really, really good Let's Player. He is one of the OG Let's Players. He's a pioneer. He's been around since like 2008, 2007, something like that. And I just adore his content. He's brilliant. And he was my inspiration for making YouTube content in the first place. Ever since I first started watching him, I was always thinking, at some point I'd love to do something like this. That's how it all started for me. Now, obviously, my current channel, the one that you're seeing right now with this, how that came about was that a friend of mine basically just said, oh, what happened to your previous channel? I liked your videos, please come back to it. And my original channel, which I really will not tell you anything about because it's, well, there's no videos on there anymore and the channel's deleted. And I'm pretty sure that no one ever really came across it. Or otherwise people will be like, oh, what about your past life? Ooh. Now, I would like to quickly just go over that as well. Chuggaaconroy, again, was my inspiration for making that channel. It took a long time for me to not only do that, but then get across the fact that I struggle with serious anxiety, and then eventually I ended up doing actual, like, commentary. I always wanted to do commentary, like I'm doing now, basically. But I really struggled with it at the start, and just watching Chuggaaconroy's videos, they helped a lot with figuring out how to talk and game at the same time and just express myself whilst doing it. And yeah, that's my inspiration. He has always been my main inspiration for making videos, for wanting to create content. And when I first started this channel, I mean, my previous channel, it was in his style. That's what I wanted to do. And if you watch my first Let's Play on here, the Spooky Jumpscare Mansion HD renovation playlist, Let's Play, you'll notice that it is more or less in his sort of style. I try to go over every aspect of it that I can and that I know about, and I do research for it, and I tell you all about secrets and meanings and all that good stuff. Because that's what he did. Yes. That's his style, and I wanted to emulate that, and I realised after the initial part of that, I was like, I can't just copy other people's styles. I don't feel like that's me. So I don't know if you'd noticed, but ever since then, I've been sort of trying to come up with my own style, and I think I've got it down at the minute. I just play games and have fun with it. But I do try my best to go over what I do know and show you guys what is available, or what I do, what I know about the game. Anyway, moving on to these accusations and stuff. I don't want to actually talk about it because I just it's not for me to talk about. If you really want to know, go over to his channel, go to his Twitter, and check out the huge-ass document he's made in response to this. It took him 3 months, but we'll get to that as well. So, basically, it came out that he was being a little bit of a creep. However, since then, we've got his side of the story, and he wasn't as much of a creep as we all initially realised. Well, thought. Although he did basically say, yeah, this stuff is true, but it didn't go down like exactly like this. There's more to it. So he kind of gave his side, he kind of gave more context to it all, and it shows that he himself was not being as much of a creep as we thought. And I don't want to call him innocent in this, because some things he did say and some things he did do were definitely breaking some sort of boundaries with his fans, and no, not a good thing. I can't condone those actions at all. He is on the autistic spectrum, so I want to give him a few grains of salt with this and just say, well, it's kind of to be expected that he'll struggle with things like boundaries, because a lot of people with autistic spectrum disorder do. But then again, it's different for pretty much every individual, and I don't want to say, oh, just because of this is why he did this. no, he's been brilliant with, once he figured out that it was wrong, he immediately sought some sort of professional help. And that's brilliant. That's great. I'm really proud of him for doing that. But this entire thing, everything that he's gone through lately, it's destroyed him. He's had internal bleeding, which is completely... I don't know why this has happened. He hasn't really made a statement about why he's had internal bleeding. But basically, he was suffering from internal bleeding just after his Let's Play of Pokemon Black and White 2 ended, which was his possibly final ever Let's Play, but we'll get into that later as well. And then he also realized that this stuff was happening, and it was all let out into the open when apparently they both agreed in private that, this would never get out into the open, blah, 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 blah. He ended up with some serious depression, and then he ended up with suicidal ideations, and he had to actually go into a mental ward for weeks on end, multiple times, and it's so bad. The fact that your favourite YouTuber, who's been this happy-go-lucky, crazy, smiley person the entire time you've known of his existence, only to then come across, after 3 months of radio silence, basically, of him basically being, oh, I have some sort of manic depression right now. I've also got a chemical deficiency in my brain, and I'm constantly thinking about ending my own life. That's horrible. It was horrible. It really was. I was distraught. I was doom scrolling this entire Twitter feed to figure out if there's anything else that I could find out about this situation. I went over to his other friends' Twitter feeds and YouTube and started scrolling and just trying to find out as much information about this as possible. And it's not just Chuggaaconroy that this has affected, it's affected a lot of people that I also support with subscriptions and, well, not subscription, but you know what I mean. I watch their YouTube stuff. So Proton John, Nintendo Capri Sun, Messiah Nella, TheRunawayGuys, and probably to some extent Stephen George as well, and his wife Mal. I feel like they are being affected by this as well, but I didn't see them even replying to any of this situation or getting any flack for anything. So I really don't know. I also did not know the stuff between Chuggaaconroy and Messiah Nella until, I went through his Google document about this situation. And that gobsmacked me as well. They were married. Not married. They were engaged to be married. And it just didn't work out for him. And it's horrible to see that because in all the videos I've seen them in, they've been so close, so happy. And everyone sort of expected that they were, at least dating. Which ended up being true in the end. But it was so horrible and bizarre to realise that such a friendship and such a relationship had just dissipated. And they were struggling for 3 years straight after a 6-year interest in one another or whatever. I don't know. It's... oh. You can't see it, but I'm massaging my head right now because... ugh, it's just really strange. It's not something I was expecting. And the fact that he was being a little bit creepy towards women, it wasn't being like outright creepy, and ever since he found out and was being told that, you know, you're breaking boundaries, he's been seeking medical and professional help, and he's figured a lot of things out. He's gotten better since, a lot better. But the fact that all of this has come out, it's completely destroyed him, it's completely destroyed his career, and I wouldn't call him innocent. But this was stuff that happened many years ago. There was even one thing that people are giving him serious flack for. He's 34 now, and it happened when he was 19. And he hasn't been acting like that since. And he's also spoken to the people in these things before and have explained his situation and why things happened. And eventually it just seems like several years later they were like, huh. So people actually like this guy who apparently harassed me. You know what? Let's ruin his entire life. Turns out he actually never actually harassed anyone. So that's great. We do have a little statement from Masayanella, who basically said that one of the reasons for their failing relationship was that Chugga was apparently making comments and stuff and having opinions of women that were not okay for her, and she basically wants nothing to do with him now. So that does give people a lot of speculation, and people are going to want to know exactly what that means. But for all we know, this is exactly what it means, and maybe it's just other things in the past that he had done that it was similar to this situation. But at the same time, who knows? I believe that we should give him the benefit of the doubt. I believe that he should not be so stigmatized for this. He is a wonderful person who has tried his best to improve himself once he has found out that what he was doing was wrong. And he's had support from so many friends to help him. Now, I also want to quickly go over my issue with what's going on with the Runaway Guys. So, the Runaway Guys is basically a collab channel founded between Chuggaaconroy, Proton John, and Nintendo Capri Sun. Now, Tim, Nintendo Capri Sun, is Chugga's best friend. We don't know what is going on with Proton John right now. Because Chugga has basically been outed from the Runaway Guys. In fact, the Runaway Guys in general has just been put on an indefinite hiatus, which means it will probably never come back. There's a small chance that it will, and current videos that have been recorded with those guys may never see the light of day ever again. And that is horrible for me, because I loved their content. I loved their comedic value with each other. Or comedic value, what am I talking about? Their their repertoire. No, not the repertoire. Their rapport. Their rapport with each other is brilliant. They are such good friends. They are extremely close. And Proton John is also very close with Chuggaaconroy. So the fact that when he released a statement for Runaway Guys, he was basically saying that Proton John was going to be basically professionally distancing himself away from Chugga. That makes me wonder, are they actually still friends, and has Proton John basically just had enough? His wife, Luca Jin, also replied to someone who was apparently affected by Chuggaaconroy's previous actions, basically saying, oh, you're so strong that you came out about this. and we're all here for you, blah, 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 blah. And then Proton John also liked that tweet. Maybe because it's his wife, I don't know. Or maybe because he's disgusted with this entire situation. Again, fine to be disgusted. But at the same time, if he's such good friends with Chugga, and he was, like, maybe in the know of some of this stuff, or at least know his personality and his attitude and how he functions as a human being, maybe, just maybe, liked him, he'd have the benefit of doubt. Nintendo Capricorn, also known as Tim, he was appalled by the actions of Chuggaaconroy. And once everything was explained to Tim, he was also, not condoning Chugga's behaviour, but he was still there for him. Still trying to help him get help. And a lot of other people, including Chuggaaconroy's current girlfriend, have been trying to support him the best that they can. Assuring him that, it's not as bad as, what everyone's making it out to be. And he is actually a brilliant person. And, although he has made some pretty big errors in the past and made some mistakes, he's worked on himself and improved himself. And I really, really want to believe that when Proton John says professionally distancing himself, it only means professionally. And that those two are actually still friends, and that there is possibly somewhere down the line the ability to revive just the business side of it, the professional side of it, the YouTube side of it. I really want to see these guys again. I really do. I don't want it to end. Like I've said, this guy is my inspiration, and TheRunawayGuys as well has also been like super fun times all around. I love their videos, I love their content, I love their personalities, I love the way they interact with each other, and I don't want it to end. Chuggaaconroy was also finally getting back into the swing of things and making things brilliant and improving his videos as well. His content was going up and up and up and up and up. And all of a sudden, once this ended, it all came crashing down. And Chuggaaconroy has stated that he's not sure if he even wants to come back to YouTube. And he's tried working on videos since. And at first, it was a good idea. But both him and his girlfriend had noticed that it was pressuring him to get back into making videos for us, his audience, his fans, his subscribers. But that's not what he wanted. He didn't want the pressure. He doesn't want to, he's stuck in the middle right now because he doesn't want the pressure on his current terrible mental health to come back to YouTube, produce videos, and just ignore his mental health further for the sake of us. But at the same time, he feels like he's letting us down, and he doesn't like doing that. He doesn't like disappointing anyone. He tries his best to make everyone happy. And that's really sad part of it, is he says he may never return to YouTube. In fact, he's pretty sure that he may never return. But who knows? He's going to be taking some more time off. He's going to be evaluating his situation. He's going to be trying to improve himself, his mental health as well. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, he'll come back. But he's also very worried at the same time because it may never, ever be the same if he does come back. There might be trolls, there might be horrible people. Funny thing is, he's not really lost many subscribers about this. He's still at 1.25 million. He might have lost several hundred subscribers, but it's not like millions, and it's not like everyone's trying to cancel him anymore. Everyone's trying to cancel the other people who are involved. The other people who were basically shitting on Chuggaaconroy as a person, which is crazy. I don't think he's going to be watching this video at all. I really don't think anyone involved is going to be watching this video. But all I want to say is, if you are, please don't give up. Please don't give up on Chuggaaconroy. Please don't give up Chuggaaconroy. Please, Chuggaaconroy, don't give up. Please return at some point. I understand that his mental health is fucked. I get like that very often myself. But at the same time, this has been his passion for over a decade, like 16 years, I believe. He's been doing this at the moment. So, yeah, that's about right. 16 years, 2008, yeah, okay, 2024. So, yeah, he's been doing this for about 16 years now. And it's been his one big passion. And I don't see him doing anything else other than YouTube for the rest of his life. So I really, really have no idea what he's going to do if he doesn't come back to YouTube. And also, Chugga, if you, for some reason, are watching this, thank you for everything you've done. If you ever not come back, thank you for everything. It's been an honor to watch your videos and have you as an inspiration. But again, if you are watching this and you want to return to videos, it's going to be okay. It might not be the same as before, but you've still got so many subscribers, so many fans, so much support on your side. So much support that we're going to try our best for you. And in return, I know you'll try your best for us. That's how a great community works. I'm pretty sure none of this means anything to anyone. I'm pretty sure no one involved is going to be watching this video. And I'm pretty sure that anyone who actually does watch Chuggaaconroy probably also won't be watching this video. And I know I've rambled and rambled and rambled, and I just want to say it's been a pleasure. I really, really, really hope that my inspiration for YouTube is not going to be gone for too long. I really hope that Chuggaaconroy comes back. I really hope that TheRunawayGuys can at some point come back. I really, really don't want it to end. The toll that this has taken on me has been, I've had 2 breakdowns because of this. I've been constantly scrolling for more information on a bunch of different people's Twitters and YouTube channels. I've been watching video after video after video about this entire subject, and I've been constantly racking my brain about where do I stand with all of this? Who do I support? And I've got to say, I'm still on Chugga's side. I don't condone some of his actions, but I can give him the benefit of the doubt. And that's not just bias. It's because I've actually read both sides of the story and watched other analyses, whatever, other videos about this subject. And I myself have watched a couple of his videos since, and I don't feel any differently. I am 100% with Chuggaaconroy on this. I just hope he comes back. And because of all of this as well, I've been away from my computer for 3 days. I've hardly touched this computer of mine because I've been trying my best to stop scrolling, to stop trying to figure out more about what's going on, and just keep waiting, be patient. And that's what you've got to do in these situations. You have to be patient. He might not come back for another 6 months. Who knows? And what's even worse is, again, I don't think I should be saying this here, but I'm going to anyway. Nintendo Capri-Sun on one of his live streams kind of mentioned the fact that it's possible that Chuggaaconroy's mother may have cancer now. And if that is, fuck knows what's going to happen to Chuggaaconroy. Like, his mother is the world to him. And I don't see him returning anytime soon. At all. Within, like, the next possibly year, 2 years. If this is the case. I really, really hope it's not the case because cancer is horrible. But still, I don't know. I think this is going to be the end of my rambling. Once again, I just want to reiterate, this is not going to affect my channel at all. Thank you, Chuggaaconroy. Thank you, Runaway Guys. I hope you return one day. I'm not even going to say my outro. I'll see you later.